Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something really fundamental, the secret to a brand that looks good, feels right, and actually sells.
Right, because let's be honest, a flashy logo, it's nice, but it's really only scratching the surface, isn't it?
Totally. It feels like just the very top layer, so what's underneath all that?
Exactly. Think of a really strong brand like an iceberg. The visuals people see, that's just the tip.
Okay.
But the real strength, the stability, the power to make an impact that comes from the massive foundation underneath,
Yeah.
the brand core.
Right. And without that strong base, things just drift.
Yeah, they can drift. Businesses get lost, maybe even forgotten, no matter how good they look initially.
Okay, so we're diving deep today, looking at that underwater foundation. What's the game plan? What do we want you listening to get out of this?
Well, our mission here is to really shed light on those essential building blocks, the things that make a brand not just look good, but connect deeply with the right customers.
The kind of connection that drives business, not just likes.
Precisely. It's about building something authentic and effective, giving you a framework to define that for yourself.
Sounds invaluable. So where do we start digging for this brand foundation?
I start right at the center,
Hmm.
the brand core. And look, this isn't just some, fluffy philosophy.
Okay, good. Practical stuff.
Very practical. A clear brand core works like a filter, a decision-making filter for pretty much everything. New opportunity pops up.
Mm.
You instantly check, does this actually align with our purpose, our values? Makes it way easier to say no to stuff that pulls you off track.
Like a compass, then, keeping you pointed in the right direction.
Exactly like a compass,
Yeah.
your true north. And it's not just for the leadership.
Right? The whole team needs it.
Absolutely critical. It ensures everyone's speaking the same language, rowing the same way, they get what the brand is, and as you grow, bring new people in. That shared understanding is vital. Keeps things consistent,
Yeah.
focused.
Okay, internal alignment. That makes a ton of sense. But how does this internal stuff, this compass, connect outwards with customers?
Now that's where it gets really interesting. Research actually shows pretty consistently that a huge chunk of consumers, like well over half in some studies, choose brands based on shared values.
Wow, really? That many?
Yeah. So a strong core isn't just internal. It lets you forge a much deeper bond with your audience. It moves beyond just, here's my product, give me money.
It becomes about shared beliefs, a relationship.
Exactly. It's about building a tribe around shared principles. And think about today's market. Everything's so crowded.
So crowded, products often look the same.
Right. So when products and services start to blur together, what makes you stand out? Your brand core. That becomes your most sustainable, competitive advantage. It's intangible, hard to copy.
So like you said, the foundation.
Think of it like your business's DNA.
Mhm.
Seriously,
It's
it
your-
influences everything. Your marketing messages, how you handle customer service, who you hire, who you attract, everything.
Okay, brand core as DNA. I like that. It sticks. So what are the key strands of this DNA we need to define?
Okay, first up, you got your brand's mission and its purpose. Now, people often use these terms, interchangeably.
Yeah, I think I do sometimes.
A lot of people do. But they actually play distinct, though definitely complementary roles.
Okay, break it down for us. Mission first.
Right. Think of your mission as what your business actually does, day in, day out. The practical work. It's about solving specific problems for specific people.
The what's and for whom, the tangible stuff. How do we figure that out clearly?
Good question. Ask yourself some sharp questions
Mhm.
like, what specific problem are we solving? Really specific.
Mm.
Who exactly benefits most from what we do? And here's a tough one. If we vanish tomorrow, what would actually disappear? What gap would be left?
Ooh, that last one really forces you to think about real impact. Cuts through the generic answers.
It does. Compare something vague like, we provide design services,
Okay.
versus something like, we design accessible websites for small nonprofit organizations.
Big difference. The second one tells me exactly who they help and how. Much clearer picture.
Precisely. It's specific. There's actually a useful template you can try. We action verb your specific service product for your specific audience to the tangible outcome.
Okay, that's helpful. We do this for these people to achieve that.
Yeah, but the key is plain language. Avoid the jargon, the buzzwords, stuff that might sound smart inside the company but just confuses people outside.
Right. Keep it simple, understandable. So that's the mission. The what? What about the why? The purpose?
The purpose. That's the deeper reason your business exists, beyond just making a profit. It's the meaningful difference you're aiming to make in the world, the bigger contribution.
Okay, the bigger picture. The the why we bother beyond the bottom line. How do we uncover that?
You need to reflect on broader questions again, like
Oh,
what larger change are we genuinely trying to create here?
yeah.
What really fires you and your team up, beyond the paycheck?
What gets people out of bed in the morning?
Exactly. And imagine your business is wildly successful. What does the world look like then? How is it tangibly different because you succeeded?
Those are bigger, more visionary questions for sure. Got an example of a strong purpose statement versus a weak one?
Sure, a weak one might be something like to be the best digital agency. Okay,
Yeah.
fine, but man,
Yeah, a bit generic.
compare that to something like to empower small nonprofits to extend their impact through technology that everyone can use. See, it connects to a larger positive change.
Definitely more inspiring, more motivating. Is there a template for purpose too?
Yep, a simple structure works well to create this specific change so that this positive impact happens in the world.
Okay, to do this big thing so that this good result occurs.
Exactly. And once you have drafts of both mission and purpose, you got to test them. Ask, are they
Mhm.
super clear? Are they unique to us? Do they actually inspire anyone? And are they short enough to remember?
Good checks. What are common mistakes people make here? Where do they trip up?
Oh, a few common pitfalls.
Hmm.
One is mission creep, trying to do too much, losing focus.
Trying to be everything to everyone.
Exactly. Another is just using vague, fluffy language that doesn't really mean anything specific,
Mm-hmm.
like corporate speak.
We've all seen those.
Right. And a big one is creating statements that, honestly, your own team doesn't really get or can't explain simply. That specificity we talked about, like the accessible design for nonprofits example, that's where the power is. It cuts through the noise.
Okay, so mission is the what, purpose is the why. What about the how, the brand's character?
That's where your brand values and personality come in. If
Mm.
mission and purpose are the heart and soul, think of values as the guiding principles. They dictate how you operate, your ethics, and they shape your brand's personality.
Personality, like how the brand talks and acts.
Precisely. How it sounds, how it behaves, how it makes customers feel. Values are the foundation for that personality.
Okay. So how do we even start identifying these values? Seems like there could be hundreds.
It can feel overwhelming. Start by brainstorming. Just get a big list down, maybe 15, 20 potential values. Think about your own convictions, but also what would genuinely resonate with your ideal customers. Things like, transparency, innovation, community, sustainability, maybe fun. Cast a wide net first.
Okay, dump it all out. Then what? How do we narrow it down?
Now, the crucial part,
Yeah.
prioritize. You need to boil that list down to just 3 to 5 core values, the absolute essentials that will genuinely drive decisions.
Only 3 to 5. Why so few?
Because focus is key. Too many core values just becomes a meaningless list. You want values that are memorable, actionable, and truly differentiate you. A good test is, would we sacrifice short-term profit to uphold this value?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
It is. But the answer isn't a clear yes.
Mhm.
It's probably not a core value. It might be important, but not core. Keep it focused. That creates clarity for everyone, your team, your customers.
Okay, prioritize down to 3 to 5 essentials we'd actually stand by, even if it costs us. Got it. But how do we stop them from just being like nice words on a poster?
Great question. You have to translate them into observable behaviors.
Hmm.
For each core value, define, what does this look like in action? What specific things do we do because we hold this value?
Okay, concrete actions.
And crucially, what's the benefit to the customer when we act this way? So if transparency is a value, maybe the action is sharing our pricing openly up front and the customer benefit, feeling respected and informed, not tricked. See, connects value to action to customer feeling.
That makes it real, demonstrating, not just declaring. Can you give another example?
Sure. Think about 2 coffee shops. Both might say community is a value,
Right.
but one just puts up flyers for local events.
Yeah.
The other actively hosts community workshops, sources beans from local roasters they feature, maybe donates a percentage to a neighborhood cause. Which one feels more authentically community-focused?
The second one, definitely. Their actions back it up. Authenticity is key.
Totally. Actions speak louder. And these values, these actions, they directly feed into your brand voice.
Sounds.
How you communicate. Choose maybe 3 words that capture how your brand should sound, like bold, warm, expert.
Okay.
But then, and this is important, define what each word means for you. And just as importantly, what it doesn't mean. Bold doesn't mean arrogant. Warm doesn't mean unprofessional. That clarity helps everyone write and speak consistently.
Defining the boundaries. Okay, so we've got mission, purpose, values, personality traits. How do we bundle this all up to face the world? How do we explain our place?
That's where your unique positioning statement comes in. This is your sharp, concise elevator pitch. It answers the crucial question in your customer's head. Out of all the options, why should I choose you?
The ultimate why us question. How do we start crafting that?
You got to understand the landscape first. Do some competitor analysis.
Mm.
Who are they? Who do they target? What benefits do they shout about? What's their vibe, their personality, strengths, weaknesses?
So mapping out the competition.
Yeah, look for the gaps. Where are needs not being met? Where can you offer something different, something unique? Find your space.
Okay, find the gap. Then what? How do we actually write the statement?
Once you see that opportunity, you can use a template like this.
Mm.
For your specific target audience, we are the type of business or offering that provides this key benefit or solution because this is our core differentiator or reason why.
Right. For audience, we're the what we are that does this benefit because our unique thing is specificity again.
Always. Compare, we offer design services snooze with, say, for small nonprofit organizations, we are the web design studio that creates accessible digital experiences because we combine ADA compliance expertise with affordable fixed price packages.
Wow, okay, the difference is huge. The second one speaks directly to a specific need and offers a clear reason, much more compelling.
Exactly. It resonates because it's targeted and specific.
So we draft this statement. How do we know if it's actually any good? How do we test it?
Good question. You need to kick the tires. Ask. Is it clear? Could a stranger understand it instantly? Does it matter to our target audience? Is it relevant to their needs? Can we actually prove the claims we're making? Is there evidence?
Mm.
And crucially, does it really differentiate us? Does it sound different from the competition?
And how do we get answers to those questions?
Talk to people, especially potential customers. Get their gut reactions. Does it resonate? Does it sound unique? Is it believable? Their feedback is gold for refining it.
Makes sense. Get outside perspective. So, positioning statement nailed. Is that it?
Almost. A strong statement needs backup. You need proof points. Concrete evidence that shows you can deliver on your promise.
Proof points. Like what?
Could be lots of things.
Yeah.
Hard data showing results, glowing customer testimonials, details about a unique process or technology you use, maybe special certifications or credentials, guarantees you offer.
Real evidence.
Yeah. For that accessible web design studio example, proof points might be case studies showing increased reach for nonprofits, testimonials praising their process, maybe their certification and accessibility standards, details on their fixed price packages. It makes the promise believable.
Turns the claim into something tangible. Okay, great. So we've defined all these pieces: mission, purpose, values, positioning. How do we make sure they all, fit together, that they're not contradictory?
Integration. Super important step. All these elements need to work in harmony, reinforcing each other. They should tell one consistent story.
How do we check that?
Do an alignment check. Ask, does our mission actually help achieve our purpose? Do our values genuinely guide how we carry out our mission? Does our positioning reflect our purpose and values accurately? If someone saw each piece separately, would they feel like they belong to the same brand?
A coherence check. Find the disconnects.
Exactly. Find them and fix them. They should all feel like different sides of the same coin.
So once it's all aligned, how do we communicate this unified core effectively, both inside the company and out?
Crafting a brand story narrative is a powerful way. A short, compelling story that weaves together your mission, purpose, values, and positioning. Something emotional, memorable, shareable.
A story that encapsulates everything.
Yeah. It basically explains, here's what we believe, purpose. Here's what we do about it, mission. Here's how we operate, values. Here's the unique way we help you, positioning, and why we're different. It becomes a really useful tool for marketing, sales, internal comms, everything.
Makes it easier for people to grasp the whole picture. And how does this core actually help with everyday decisions? You mentioned a filter earlier.
Right. You turn your core elements into practical decision filters. Develop specific questions based on your mission, purpose, values. Like, does this new partnership align with our core values?
Yeah.
Will this marketing campaign strengthen our unique positioning? Does this opportunity move us closer to our purpose?
So using the core as a checklist for strategic moves.
Exactly. They act like guardrails, keeping your actions consistent with your identity.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do we get this out of a strategy document and into the actual culture of the organization?
Implementation is everything. You've got to actively embed it. Create a simple, maybe visual, one-page summary of the core. Make a short video explaining it. Build it into new employee onboarding.
Make it visible.
Yeah, display it prominently. Talk about it regularly in meetings. Reference it. The real test. When your team members can explain the brand core in their own words, not just reciting it, that shows true understanding and buy-in.
Getting it off the page and into people's heads and hearts. What about all the stuff already out there? Website, brochures, social media?
Good point. You need to audit all that. Go through your key brand expressions, websites, sales materials, social media profiles, customer service scripts, everything, and evaluate them against your clarified brand core.
A brand alignment audit.
Exactly. Where are the disconnects? What feels off brand now that you have this clarity?
Yeah.
Identify the biggest gaps and make a plan to fix them. Prioritize the most important touch points.
Makes sense. Clean up the existing stuff. How do we stop it from drifting out of alignment again over time?
You need systems, ongoing processes, maybe schedule quarterly reviews of the brand core and how it's being lived. Have a formal check for major decisions. Does it align?
Build it into the workflow.
Right. Maybe a simple checklist for new marketing materials. Ask brand alignment questions and project reviews. And importantly, recognize and celebrate team members who really live the values. Reinforce the behavior you want to see.
Keep it alive, make it part of the regular business rhythm. And ultimately, how does all this effort, this strong brand core, actually help the business grow?
Oh, it's a direct driver of growth, not just a feel-good exercise. Use your purpose to connect with those ideal customers who share your why. Create content that reflects your values. It builds trust.
So it attracts the right people.
Exactly. Develop services that perfectly match your positioning. Train your sales team to articulate your unique value clearly. Even look for partners who align with your values. When it's authentic and consistent, your brand core becomes a magnet for growth and loyalty.
So it pulls in the right customers and keeps them. That's powerful. Now, this all sounds great, but what are the common roadblocks? Where do businesses get stuck trying to implement this?
Yeah, challenges definitely pop up. A big one is team members just not getting it or not buying in.
What do you do then?
Well, involving them early in the process helps massively. Explaining the why behind it all, not just the what's. Connecting it to recognition. Using stories to make it relatable. Letting them contribute to how it's expressed.
Get their fingerprints on it.
Exactly. Another issue, sometimes the brand core just feels bland, generic.
Like it could apply to anyone.
Right. The fix there is usually more specificity. Add concrete examples. Use language relevant to your industry. Weave in the founder's story. Test it with customers. Does it sound unique to them? Get really specific about the target audience and the exact problem you solve.
Sharpen the focus. What else?
Sometimes decisions just keep happening that don't align with the core. There's a disconnect between words and actions.
The walk doesn't match the talk.
Precisely. Solution. Build in that formal brand review step for key decisions. Ask those alignment questions consistently. Share examples. This decision was aligned, this one wasn't, here's why. Celebrate the wins when values do guide choices. And maybe revisit the core elements if they genuinely seem to clash with reality too often.
Maybe something needs adjusting. Okay, one more.
Yeah, a frustrating one is when customers just don't see your brand the way you intend. Their perception is off.
What then?
Talk to them. Do customer interviews. Understand the gap. Maybe you need to be more explicit about your core and your communications. Ensure the actual experience they have matches your promises. Provide more of those proof points we talked about, and be willing to tweak things based on that feedback.
It really sounds like a continuous process. Define, implement, listen, refine.
It absolutely is. Can I share a quick example of this in action?
Please do. A real-world case makes it tangible.
Okay, think of a digital marketing agency. Before, they were just full service, competing mainly on price. Generic website, team members describe things differently, kind of scattered.
Sounds familiar for many businesses.
Right, then they did the work, defined their mission. Data-driven growth for sustainable businesses. Purpose. Proving ethical businesses can outperform. Values like integrity, impact, transparency, positioning, measurable growth without greenwashing for sustainability-focused clients.
Wow, that's a laser focus. What happened?
Big changes. They could actually increase their prices because they offered unique value, got way more referrals from the right kind of clients. Team morale and satisfaction went up because they believed in the mission. They started attracting clients who were genuinely aligned.
That's a fantastic turnaround. Shows the power of that clarity. So
Yeah.
for everyone listening, feeling inspired or maybe a bit overwhelmed, what's a clear action plan? How do they start?
Okay, let's make it actionable. First, block out real dedicated time. This isn't something you do in spare moments.
Schedule it seriously.
Yes. Second, gather input. Talk to your team, customers, partners. Get different perspectives on your essence. Third, start drafting those core elements: mission, purpose, values, positioning. Use the templates we talked about as a starting point.
Get something down on paper.
Exactly. Fourth, test those drafts.
Yeah.
Get feedback. Does it ring true? Is it clear? Is it unique? Fifth, refine, refine, refine based on that feedback. Make it authentic.
Iterate.
Sixth, consolidate it all onto a simple one-page document, making it easy to share and reference.
Yeah.
Seventh, audit your top 3 brand touch points, maybe website homepage, sales pitch, social media bio check for alignment with the new core.
Find the biggest gaps first.
Yep. Eighth, develop an implementation plan. How will you update things? How will you communicate it? Ninth, schedule those quarterly review sessions. Keep it alive.
Build in the check-ins.
And 10th, share it. Make sure everyone representing your brand understands it and can talk about it.
That's a solid step-by-step plan. It really underscores that this brand core work isn't just optional fluff. It's foundational.
It truly is. In such a crowded world, having that clear, authentic brand core is your anchor.
Yeah.
It attracts the right people, guides your decisions, builds trust. It's the bedrock for success.
Guides decisions, builds trust, attracts customers. The benefits are clear.
Absolutely. And just remember, it's not set in stone forever. It should evolve with your business. Revisit it. Keep it relevant.
Great point. Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something to think about. What's one small, immediate action you could take today, right now, even to start defining or just refining your brand core? What single piece, if you made it clearer, could have the biggest impact on how your brand looks, feels, and ultimately sells? Something to chew on. Thanks for digging into this with us today.